Do you think English language learning is still an elephant in the room? Let us stop beating around the bush. All those who want to learn English or want to better their English language skills, I would request all of them to just burn a little more midnight oil and hit the nail right on its head. Now, COVID-19 is almost a blessing in disguise. So let us get the best of both the worlds. So what are we waiting for? The ball is right in your court. And together, let us set the ball rolling. Join me on day 29 of the 30-day challenge, Lovingly Yours English. तीन तना काम बना। भगवान जब भी देता है छप्पर फाड़ के देता है। उल्टा चोर कोतवाल को डांटे। मेहनत का फल मीठा होता है। ഇരുന്നിട്ടേ കാല് നീട്ടാവോ? മുറ്റത്തെ മുല്ലയ്ക്ക് മണമില്ല. പിന്നെ ഉപ്പ് തിന്നുന്നവൻ വെള്ളം കുടിക്കും. ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സാഹചര്യം. യെസ്, now this is what is going to happen. Every language has its own resources of making language effective and to the point, smart, crisp, using imagery, metaphors. Similarly, English language also has its own idioms, and they have been in use from time immemorial. And these idioms, they also talk about the socio-cultural history. So on day 29 in our workroom, we are going to talk on idioms in English language. How when we use idioms, we become comfortable users of the language. Yes? So let us look at the history and origin of the word called idioms. The word idiom as such is derived from French, Latin, Greek. In French it was idiome, or in Latin idioma. From Greek idioma matos, which is the combination is private property. Eidos, own or private. So idioms originated and developed without the knowledge of speakers of a language. When we say idioms developed or originated without the knowledge of the speakers, it is in the sense that it just comes automatically on the spur of the moment. You are so creative, you're so original, you are so authentic that you just play around with words and there's an idiom created. And the best part is, without knowing, we speak idiomatically. Why should we use idioms? We need to convince our mind. Let us give our mind very strong reasons to use idioms. The very first reason, communicative competence. The most effective way of using language. They are built into the fabric of human society for the last almost 3,000 years. I'm talking of English. There are nearly 25,000 idioms in English language. And studies tell that native speakers use almost 7,000 idioms in their daily language in a week. It's not surprising because every native users use idioms in their own languages. But since we are the second language speakers, English is a foreign language, we need to deliberately use them. And that is why we need to convince ourselves, yes, we need to use idioms because we want to become competent users of English. Idioms draw on practical experience because they are colloquial expressions. They express realities of daily life. And then, it is not surprising that idioms are omnipresent in natural human language. In fact, all languages use idioms to express the realities of daily life. There's one more point. The knowledge and correct usage of idioms is not absolute necessity for effective communication. But if you want to become competent, okay, that is the point. That is the point we're talking about. It marks quick, sharp thinking, makes you go beyond the language. It makes you think outside the box. It adds humor and it's impressive, makes your language dynamic. I think there are enough reasons to it. Let us now technically define an idiom. A group of words, a phrase, a grammatical construction, an expression. But these words have a peculiar meaning to it. And they are peculiar to language. Peculiar because peculiarity comes from its phrases and visual images, which is approved by its usage. And it has a peculiar significance beyond its grammatical or logical one. That is very important. Look at this picture. What does it tell you? You can see a pig with wings and it is flying. Pigs in the sky. Can you imagine pigs in the sky? What does it tell you? What is it about? Yes, it sounds odd, it sounds illogical, and that is the purpose of idioms. Idioms convey what normal words and expressions cannot convey, and they are right on dots. Now, pigs fly is an idiom of impossibility. It is called adinatin. Now, in a very humorous sense, you can say Rahul Gandhi will become the Prime Minister of India when pigs fly. Just for humor. Let us come beyond humor and look at some of the qualities of an idiom. What makes it so distinct? Now, suppose you want to pay somebody a compliment. Now, you've seen somebody singing on the stage and you say, "Oh, you sing wonderfully well." At the same time, if you say, "I was blown away listening to your song," which is more effective so the point that I want to make is the person who gets the compliments swells almost, yes, and feels very happy. And that's what language, the purpose of language is, making others happy. And idioms, they combine powerful visual imagery in there. Suppose when you say pigs fly, cows fly, you can imagine it's going to happen? Impossible. So you can use this particular idiom for talking about, when you talk about things which are impossible, and there are many. Yes. So idioms are polysemous phrasal units. They have fixed form. So we need not change the order. When we change the order, the meaning is lost. Suppose we say dribs and drabs, not drabs and dribs. They are not always too long. They are very small ones also. And they are part and parcel of common spoken language. Continuous exposure and planned practice will only give us this shade of competence. So what does polysemous mean? Together, let us find out. Idioms are polysemous. And the polysemous word has come from Latin, from Greek polysemos. So what is a combination of two words again. Poly, the prefix poly, which means many, and sema, it signifies sign. Okay. Now, when a symbol or word or phrase means many different things, that is referred to as polysemy. Having multiple meanings. That's why my first slide said, let us add layers of meaning into a language. Okay, these are the layers we're talking about. To understand the word polysemous, let us look at a very simple small verb, get. Now, when you say, get me a glass of water, that means you're asking the person to fetch a glass of water. Yes, so get, fetch. Now, when you say, I got you, that means physically you might have caught that person. Or if you use the same thing as I got your attention, that means you have grabbed their attention. Or I got you also can mean yes, I understood you. Okay, so the verb get changes its meaning according to the combination. It no more stands for what its individual meaning is. It is now a combination. It gets into the layer of the context. Okay, now let us check with idiom. Now look at this particular idiom, to let the cat out of the bag. Individually, each word has its own plain meaning. To let something, cat, an animal, cat has come out of the bag. What does it mean? So individual meaning doesn't stand. Let us look at what is the figurative meaning, and that is what an idiom is supposed to have. Okay, figurative meaning, not the literal meaning. So figuratively, to let the cat out of the bag means reveal a secret carelessly or by mistake. Okay, so to let the cat out of the bag, the individual meanings of the words are not equal to the figurative meaning. Okay, to the figurative meaning. And it is this figurative meaning that poses a challenge to the non-native users, because we must understand what it means. We cannot go on the literal meaning. And that is why if we learn the figurative meaning, we can use it effectively. And that's where everything comes back to the 3 P's. Practice, 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 practice. Okay. To understand this difference between literal and figurative, I have a few pictures and I want you to just look at the pictures and match the idiom and tell if the idiom, the figurative meaning or the literal meaning is different or not. Okay, you can see how elephants are enjoying in an open space. Okay, and look at the young one enjoying in the mud. What does it tell us? Elephants must be in the open space, yes? And if we try to put them in a room, what happens? Our rooms are small, obviously, not too big. Even if it's a palace, elephant being inside the palace is too unimaginable. Now, keeping these images in mind, think of the idiom, the elephant in the room. Can you guess the meaning now? So there are many things around us which can become an elephant in the room. So what is the figurative meaning of elephant in the room? Look at the slide. So elephant in the room, it suggests, when you use this idiom, that means you want to suggest there is an obvious problem, a very large issue or difficult situation that everyone is acutely aware of, but people do not want to talk about. Maybe it is an obvious truth or a fact. It may be an embarrassing situation or an undesirable thing, even politically incorrect. A matter of importance but not discussed openly. And I don't think you will fall short of any situations to use this idiom. Yes, infinite examples, whether in public or private or office or schools, anything. You have a lot of things which you can call elephant in the room. Yes. Suppose in the context of colleges, you say ragging is not. We say generally ragging is not there, but ragging is an elephant in the room. It is a problem. Everybody knows it's happening. Everybody knows there is something called ragging, but everybody wants to wash their hands of it. Now think of a current situation where you can use elephant in the room. Yes, you got a lot of videos now on that. Nepotism. Yes, nepotism is the elephant in the room. Every field undeniably has nepotism. Yes, so you understand that now. Now start using elephant in the room. Okay, what happened? What does this picture tell you? What is happening? There are too many symbols, too many signs, too many things. There are in between. There are some directions. Yes, what's happening? Now look at the next one. Clear, straight. So which idiom is it? Beat around the bush. Beat around the bush. Individually, beat around the bush. Yes? It tells you any little meaning. But when it's combined, look at the figurative meaning. To speak vaguely or in an unclear manner so as to avoid talking directly about an unpleasant or sensitive topic. Some food for thought. Yes? Look at the example sentence. It takes lot of courage to do the straight talk. Mostly people indulge in beating around the bush. You understand? Now what are the pictures you see? There's a lamp, there is something burning, and there is a small can where you have little oil. What does it tell you? Burn, oil. What is it? The next idiom. Burn the midnight oil. Yes? So what does it stand for? It's not actually referring to burn the oil in the midnight. No. Look at the figurative meaning. To stay up late working on a task. To do hard work. The phrase refers to the outdated practice of using an oil lamp. So to stay up late working on a task, preparing yourself to do the hard work. This is what in the beginning of my video I referred to as, come on, buck up and start burning the midnight oil. That means start doing hard work. My niece has a big exam next week, so she's already burning the midnight oil. And this is the picture that tells you the figurative meaning. Start preparing, get all the books, get your notepad, your notebook and pen. In the next picture, you can see a nail on the wall. And we are talking of the idiom, hit the nail on the head. Hit the nail on the head. Now, what is literally what does it mean? Hit the nail, put a nail and on your head and hit it? No. Figuratively, what does this mean? Look at this picture. On target, target. Hit the nail right on its head. When you do the straight talk, you hit the nail right on its head. Okay? Now let's look at the meaning. Describe the situation or problem exactly. Exactly. To do exactly the right thing in the most effective and efficient manner. Okay? Look at the example sentence. I think Kangana, with all her statements, always hits the nail on the head. I think Kangana, with all her straight talks, hits the nail right on its head. In this picture, you can see masks. What do masks do to us? Masks hide what actually is and gives another appearance. Yes? So what is this idiom about? Yes, again I referred to this in my the opening passage. So blessing in disguise. An unfortunate event or situation that results in an unforeseen positive outcome. Something that at first seems bad but later turns out to be beneficial. When I say C19, COVID-19 is a blessing in disguise, because it's in a disguised manner. It's unpleasant. We are not happy in the lockdown. But then the blessing, what is the blessing part of it? We have a lot of time for ourselves. We can use it for learning. That is why I call it COVID-19 time as a blessing in disguise. We need to actually make the best out of every unpleasant opportunity. That is also another figurative meaning of this idiom. Okay, deliberately become positive. The next pictures tell you something. Yes, it is raining, and in one picture you can see a person standing alone and enjoying, and the other picture you have a couple who are enjoying the rain too. So what is the idiom about? It's about, yes, getting the best of both the worlds. So you're enjoying the rain and enjoying yourselves. You're enjoying the company of your partner and enjoying the rain also. So getting the best out of situations that you have, right? Now what is the meaning of best of both worlds? A situation in which you can enjoy the advantages of two very different things at the same time. Yes, you're enjoying the company of your partner and enjoying the rain too. Two very different things. You're getting the best out of both. Okay. Now look at this usage. He works in the city and lives in the country, so he gets the best of both the worlds. Okay. So you understand now the meaning? Look at the next set of pictures. You can see a basketball court, few players playing basketball, and then also another picture which symbolizes the court of justice. Yes? So which idiom am I talking about? The ball is in your court. Okay? The ball is in your court. It is up to you to make the next move. It's your turn now. So the ball is in your court, or it's your ball. Both these idioms signify that it is up to you to make the next move. It's your turn now to act, get into action. Okay. The example sentence, the usage. I have given you the steps to become friends of English. Now the ball is in your court. I have given you the steps to become friends of English. Now the ball is in your court. That means it's now your turn to take the action. Okay. What are these pictures telling you? Look at the slide. You got an athlete who's getting ready for the action, and then you have one of the space missions, and then you can see the snooker table. Yes? So which idiom is it talking about? Set the ball rolling. The earlier one was about the ball is in your court. Now you have the control on the ball. Now what do you need to do? Set the ball rolling. Start the action. Start the action so that others will pick up and join with you. Let's look at the meaning. So, set the ball rolling. To set an activity in motion. Make a start. To set something, often a process, in motion, or to act to cause something to begin. Look at the example sentence. I think it will be easier now to get comfortable in learning English as I have set the ball rolling with the 30-day challenge course. You get the idea? To put day 29 of the 30-day challenge in a nutshell, the grass will always be greener on the other side because people practice. So what do? We need to deliberately start using idioms in our language, start active listening, start talking, and keep practicing. Because actions are always louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. So what are the 3 ways in which you can enhance the idiom usage? What are the 3 ways? Look at the slide. Step 1, identify the idioms. And how do we identify the idioms? Just by sitting alone and thinking, can we identify idioms? No. Continue doing active listening, reading novels, short stories, magazines, blogs, websites in English, watch English language films or series, or listen to English songs. You will see and hear a lot of idioms which help to make your language rich, colorful, dynamic, and creative too. So when you do these activities, you will come across many idioms. Identify one, okay? Just identify one, because we are talking of slow process but a sure process, okay? So identify one and then visualize it, think about it. What is it telling? What is the figurative meaning? Understand it well. That is the second step, okay? And personalize it. Once you understand the meaning, personalize it, start using it for yourself. Think about ways you can use it for yourself, okay? That's the second step. And the third step is to teach another person about the idiom. Whenever you learn, when you share it, it becomes what? You know what sharing does to your knowledge? It increases in multifold. You will never forget that idiom later. So the steps: identify the idiom, then visualize, understand the meaning, and personalize it, and then share it with somebody close to you or whom you trust or whom you feel comfortable with, okay? Share it, try teaching it, try discussing the meaning, okay, and its applications, right? Once you do these 3 steps, you are on the right track in making yourself competent users of English language. Make your language learning experience enjoyable and fascinating. And like all good things come to an end, so is day 29. So until I see you in my next video, please stay home, stay safe, and stay calm. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and click the like button. Thank you.